Hello. Welcome to Yoga for Stress. My name is Allison Ray, and I am a group exercise instructor at the Southern Saratoga YMCA in Clifton Park. Thanks so much for joining me today. For today's practice, it may be helpful to have a blanket and yoga blocks. If you don't have those available to you, it's okay. We'll make do without. Let's begin. We'll start today's practice lying on our backs in what's called constructive rest, with our knees bent and our feet flat on the floor. Lowering onto the mat, allow your hands to fall in a place that's comfortable for you. If you feel the need to wiggle or move, take a moment and do so. Maybe scrunch the toes, give the fingers a little shake, roll the wrists. Whatever small movements you may need to make to allow yourself some time in stillness. Some find it more comfortable to have hands on belly or hands on heart. Experiment. Play around with noticing what you notice. Spend a moment simply listening to the sounds of the room, the sounds of your body, maybe even the sounds that surround wherever you are. You don't have to make up any stories about those noises. Simply listen. Let's bring our attention to our breath, not forcing, not making our breath anything that it isn't in this very moment. Enjoying the natural breath. Where do you feel your breath? Perhaps the cool air brushing in through the nostrils. Maybe you notice the rise and fall of your belly, or perhaps the rise and fall of your chest. Again, just noticing breath. Stress takes many different forms in our bodies. We may find ourselves sitting, and that creates a lot of stress for us, or perhaps moving more than we're used to. Maybe it's a life event. Maybe it's life in general at this very moment. Acknowledge that. And then on the very next exhale, let it go with a sigh. Perhaps your sigh is audible, perhaps it's quiet. Let's practice 2 more times. Allowing the physical sigh of our body to release just a little bit more tension, to allow for a little bit more stillness. During our practice, it is absolutely natural for things to come into your mind. Perhaps your work day or school day, maybe a grocery list, or something that's hanging over your head. When that happens, we'll simply return ourselves back to our breath. Where do I feel the inhale? Where do I feel the exhale? On our very next inhale, we'll inhale just a little bit deeper, inhaling a sense of compassion, openness, acceptance. And exhaling, letting go of our sense of judgment, our expectations, and our sense of competition. Giving ourselves permission for the remainder of the practice to be here, to be now, to be present. Spending time listening, feeling, and breathing. On our very next inhale, we'll bring the right knee into the chest, giving it a little tug. Maybe hands fall right around the shins. And exhaling, releasing the foot back to the earth. Inhaling this time, left knee comes into the heart. Give it a little tug, perhaps on the shins. And exhaling, and we'll alternate sides. One breath, one movement, spending some time here, noticing how this gentle movement feels within our body. The body holds stress in a number of places. We hold stress through our shoulders, and we'll be working on those today. We hold stress through our neck, and we'll spend some time doing some stretches and some exercises for our neck. But we also hold stress, hold tension, and hold deep emotions within the hips. So we'll be working in the hips. This very next time that the right knee comes into the heart, we'll hold it there. And if it's available to you, extend the left long on the mat. Spend a moment just sliding the heel away from you. Toes point high to the sky. Heel reaches long for whatever's on the other side of that mat. Inhaling, dragging the left heel into the body as we bend the knee, nice and slow, slow, slow until the foot meets the earth. Let's do that a few more times. Exhale, we're gonna take it nice and slow as we reach the heel down long on the mat. Imagine that the hip flexor in this left hip is opening up. And inhaling, we're dragging the heel back in, slow, slow, slow. Just 2 more times. Exhaling. Perhaps it takes a couple exhales, perhaps your heel sticks to the mat. It's all okay. We don't have to fix anything or be in any certain form. And we don't have to be in a hurry. Maybe we want to go a little bit slower. And so we experiment with that. On this very last time of bringing our heel in, we'll allow the left foot to meet the earth. And let's release the right leg nice and long, all the way down. Reach the arms overhead. Take a half good morning stretch, even if it's night, even if it's midday. Reach through the toes, reach through the fingers, full breath in. And all breath out, drawing the right foot back to the earth, knee bent, foot flat on the floor. Inhaling, bringing left knee into the chest. We'll pause here. Continuing to breathe, of course. We have no breath retention in today's practice, so if I forget to tell you, please make sure you still breathe. On your very next exhale, let's begin those beautiful slides. Our first slide out with the right leg. We pause at the bottom. We press the heel away from us, toes to the sky, lengthening through the hip joint. Inhaling, dragging the heel back, back, back into body. We'll do that 3 more times. Again, it's okay that the heel catches. It's okay if you're moving with your breath, your very own perfect movement, and you happen to be faster than I am or slower than I am, right? This is your practice, your time to enjoy movement and to just simply notice what you notice. We'll do this 1 more time, bringing the foot flat on the floor. And exhaling both knees into the heart, giving ourselves a little hug here, knees in nice and close to the chest. And exhaling, pressing the ceiling away with your feet. Bringing our heels over knees, knees over hips. The hands will come down by our sides, and we'll just simply inhale here and exhale. If it's available to you, inhaling, the arms will come up and the fingertips will point to the sky. Pausing here, allowing the shoulders to relax back down into the earth. Take a nice full breath in, all breath out. One more deep breath in. And this time as we exhale, let's reach the right heel for the earth, the left hand behind us, and we'll pause, hovering each above the mat, feeling the core begin to engage, noticing what we notice. For some of us, this is a really intense hamstring stretch, so we'll simply bend the knees, softening the joint. On the very next inhale, the arm and leg come back into center, and we'll exhale, let's go to the other side. Pausing, hovering above the earth, feeling the back connect with the earth. We're not pressing, we're simply connecting. Inhaling and coming back to center. We'll go through 3 more rounds on each side, moving with our own breath at our very own perfect pace. This is a great movement to strengthen through the lower abdomen. The lower abdomen supporting particularly our lower back. And many of us may feel our stress in our lower back, so it's important for us to maintain a nice, strong core. And folks, let's remember, the core isn't simply the abdomen, right? So don't worry, we'll work the back as well during your practice today. This is the very last time, and we'll bring the knees into the chest. Give ourselves a hug and just pause before rolling over onto all fours, meeting me in tabletop position. Taking a big inhale, draw the belly towards the earth, head gazes up, tailbone up. On the very next exhale, we'll press the spine to the sky, coming to cat pose and flowing through the 2, inhaling to open the heart towards the earth, exhaling to open the heart towards the heavens, right? I always say open our back, don't we? But it's so nice to think of opening the heart in both ways. It's not simply a 2-dimensional object, right? Our hearts have multiple dimensions. We need to open them in different ways. Pausing on the exhale, let's enjoy this cat pose, eyes gazing at the thighs. Take a deep breath in, and on the next exhale, we shift back, child's pose. Big toes come together if available to you. For those of us who have challenges with our heads reaching the earth, we'll simply stack one fist on top of the other, or perhaps use our block, allowing the head to rest. Here we're stimulating the vagus nerve. It's a wonderful, amazing nerve. Controls a lot in your body and a lot of your stress response. And when we spend time here with our head in contact with our fists, with our block, or perhaps even with the earth, we stimulate that nerve, meaning it stimulates our parasympathetic nervous system. That's that rest and digest, the one that helps us calm, helps us have rational thought. Remember when your teachers used to play heads down, thumbs up on the desk? They knew what they were doing. On our very next inhale, we'll shift the body weight forward, press the hands into the mat, and allow the heart to come forward ever so slightly. It's a hybrid cow kneeling plank. Exhale through cat and all the way back to child's pose. Let's find some rhythm here and flow between the 2. Inhaling, opening the heart forward, feeling the opening now starting in the beginning of our shoulders, in the front of our shoulders. Our neck is getting a nice stretch. The hips beginning to open. This feels glorious on the lower back. And the very next time we shift forward, we'll find tabletop again. Let's stack our joints, making sure that we have our wrists under elbows, elbows under shoulders, and knees under hips. Bringing the left hand towards the center of the mat, but still gazing down. So at that spot where if you gaze down at your mat with a nice straight neck, it's right underneath. Inhaling the right arm up high to the sky. Little gentle twist here. Reach long through the fingers. Maybe gazing up, maybe forward, or maybe down at the earth. That'll depend on your neck. Feeling the opening across the front side of the body. Let's exhale and bring this hand underneath the left for thread the needle. Perhaps the cheek can rest on the mat. Perhaps you creep the left hand forward to the top of the mat, or maybe even try bringing it behind your waistband. This is your practice. It is up to you to decide what feels right for your body today. Knowing that in our yoga practice, we do always have choices and options. We're going to flow between those two poses, bringing the hand back to about head height, inhaling to open, and exhaling to thread the needle. Inhale, opening back up, really reach up, try to open the palm. And exhale, notice the back of your shoulder, getting a little stretch there. One more time, flowing with our breath, moving at our very own perfect pace. We'll inhale, long exhale, hand comes to the mat. Let's do that on the other side. Inhale, left arm comes up, right hand down, creating a great deal of space between the two hands. Shift the hips so they're over the knees. Exhaling, threading the needle, bringing the left hand under the right. Again, playing around with the hand position, seeing what works for your body today. Some of you may have a balance in your practice. Please feel free to take that. Just pause here for 2 more breaths. We'll inhale, and from wherever our right hand is, bring it back about head height and reach the left arm high for the sky to flow. Exhale, thread the needle. Inhale, opening back up. Exhale, feel our back getting a beautiful stretch there, the upper back. And on this very next inhale, we'll reach up high, 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 pause here, and exhale the hand to the mat. Taking just a moment in tabletop position to notice what we notice. How does our body feel? How does our mind feel? Where is our breath? Exhaling, bringing the hips back to child's pose. We'll reach the arms nice and long for the top of the mat. Inhale, shift the body weight forward, almost to a kneeling plank. Tuck toes under. Exhale, downward facing dog. First down dog of today's practice, so let's pedal the heels a little bit, waking up the hamstrings, maybe even waking up the calf muscles. Enjoying, just moving. On our next exhale, we come to stillness. Take a deep breath in, all breath out. Today's practice is a little slower to allow us the opportunity to really notice how our body feels. Notice how it is when I shift my hips just a little higher, or perhaps soften my knees, soften my elbows, bring the shoulder blades into the back pockets and move the heart closer to the thighs. Inhaling, we'll shift forward plank or kneeling plank, yogi's choice. Exhaling, knees, chin, chest to roll down to the earth. Inhale, chin rises, heart rises. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, shift forward to the kneeling plank. Exhale, tuck toes, downward facing dog. Let's flow. Inhale, shift forward, plank or kneeling plank. Exhale, knees, chin, chest to the earth. Inhaling to rise, exhaling to child's. Inhaling, going forward again, kneeling plank. Exhaling, downward facing dog. Can you move with your breath at your very own perfect pace? Can you allow your breath to be your guide? Sometimes we get uncomfortable, right? When we don't have the instruction, the teacher, the mentor. And part of our practice can be getting outside that comfort zone, checking in with our body and saying, wow, you know what? This feels good. This feels right to me. I'm going to do this instead. Let's do one more flow. We always have that opportunity to make choices, to take effective action in our bodies and in our lives. Meeting in child's pose, breathing in, breathing out. Taking both hands to the left side of the mat, shifting the right hip back, really feeling a beautiful opening through the side body, something I like to call rainbow childs. Inhaling back through center, exhaling both hands to the right side of the mat. Shifting the left hip back, feeling the deep, deep, deep opening. Take a full breath in. All breath out. Inhaling, hands come back to center. Let's shift the body weight forward to that table, plank hybrid, tuck toes under, exhale, downward facing dog. Inhaling, walking feet and hands together at the center of the mat. Pausing here, bending the knees just a little bit deeper. We'll inhale, root to rise, press down through the feet, bringing ourselves all the way up, palms touch at top, and exhale, hands to heart center. Stepping out nice and wide on our mat, a deep, wide plie position, inhaling the arms up overhead. Let's all exhale to what I like to call a moonflower. Inhaling, rising back up. We'll unite our breath and our movement once again. Exhaling to lower. Coming down as low or maybe as shallow as we need. Spending this time, these moments, simply noticing. On the very next exhale, we'll pause at the bottom of our deep plie squat, goddess pose. Inhale here and exhale. We take great care so that the knees do not go past the toes. We don't want that to happen. We want to protect our knee joints, right? That keeps us doing yoga till we're 105. And then on the inhale, we'll come to 5-pointed star, straightening the legs, straightening the arms in a diagonal, reaching up all the way up, feeling that beautiful breath, and exhaling back into the goddess position. We'll be doing what's called a moon salutation variation, Chandra Namaskar variation. Inhaling once more again to rise to 5-pointed star. As we exhale, we come down into goddess. Inhale, we'll shift. So right toes are forward, left heel lifts, finding high lunge. On the exhale, we bring the left heel in, hands slide down the straight front leg, finding a pyramid variation. Right hand reaches in front of right toes, inhaling, opening up into half moon. Lots of options here in half moon. We can keep our toes on the earth. Perhaps we have our hand on our thigh. Whatever helps us challenge our balance ever so slightly and keeps us feeling strong and secure. On our very next exhale, let's take the left foot back to the mat, deep squat, hands to heart center. Hi there. Inhale, rise. Exhale, deep bend. We're gonna go the other way. Inhale, shifting the body, high lunge. Exhale, bring the heel in, shorter stance, deep hamstring stretch for the front leg. Bringing the front hand in front of the front foot, inhaling, opening up. Nice slow lower here, trying to weight and unweight the body mindfully. Let's do it again. Inhale to rise, 5-pointed star. Exhale, brief goddess. Inhale, shifting high lunge, heel lifts and back. Exhale, bring the back foot in. Slide the hands down the leg, pyramid pose. Inhaling, opening everything up for half moon. And exhaling, deep squat at center. Inhale, rise. Exhale, lower. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, pyramid. Inhale, we come to our perfect version of half moon. And exhale, deep squat and hold. Pause here. Hips warm, body open. Let's all inhale to rise and exhale, bring the feet together. Pausing into Tadasana, mountain pose. Take a nice full breath in. All breath out. Drawing one foot to the opposite calf or ankle for tree pose. Again, yogi's choice here where the placement is along the standing leg. The one place we do want to avoid is the side of the knee. I know it seems like we have a built-in shelf there, but lateral pressure in the knee joints, not so good, friends. So we'll avoid that place and have our sole of our foot on the inside of the shin, or perhaps even on the inside of the thigh. Pausing, breathing, noticing. Now, we don't often have our balance challenged when we're standing still, right? Thinking about those seasons in our life where we've been thrown off of balance or perhaps slipped and fall, right? We need to move. So let's discover our own dynamic balance by moving the arms, circling, bringing the hands to heart center, maybe coming back into a cactus position with the elbows, whatever works in your body for your movement. Now, if you're finding this is quite easy, then perhaps you decide you want to close your eyes. Taking our eyes off of a spot will challenge our balance. We don't have a focal point anymore. From wherever you're at, let's pause with the arms down by our sides, taking a full breath in and exhaling to release the bent leg. Moving to the other side, we'll inhale one circle, sweep the arms up high to the sky, exhaling hands through heart center. Arms down by the sides, find Tadasana pose before we then shift and begin the other leg. Now, our legs do not need to be the exact same. One of the wonderful things about our practice is it does give us the opportunity to slow down and to notice, do I need to shift more on this side of the body? Do I need to make adjustments? What can I do right here in this moment for myself, my practice, my well-being? Let's add the movement. Starting first with the simple arm sweep, then we decide to move in whatever variation works for us. Aiming to challenge ourselves, maybe even a little lateral side bend. Maybe we close our eyes. Whatever works for us. Let's pause in stillness, take a nice full breath in, all breath out. Releasing foot to the mat, take a nice deep breath in, circle sweep the arms high to the sky. As we exhale, we swan dive forward, coming to a forward fold. Crown of the head points towards the earth. Shake the head out, no. Shake the head out, yes. Inhaling to halfway rise, let's all exhale and fold a little bit deeper, softening the knees, ensuring that we're protecting our lower back. Hands are in contact with something, whether it be the feet, the shins, the thighs, or the earth. We'll take 3 more sun breaths, inhaling to halfway rise with a nice flat back, eyes gazing at the earth, knees soft, reach long through the head, long through the tailbone, exhaling, folding deeper. 2 more times with your breath at your very own perfect pace. Pausing in forward fold on that last exhale. Crawling the hands in front of the feet just a little bit more. Let's exhale and step back to downward facing dog.
Inhaling the right foot high to the sky. Take a moment here to just enjoy having that foot off the earth. Circle the ankle, maybe bend the knee. Perhaps you do some hip circles, imagining as though you're tracing something with the kneecap. On the very next inhale, reach the right leg long behind you. Exhaling, bringing the foot to the earth between the hands. Left knee comes down onto the mat. Inhaling, arms up overhead, and we'll pause here. Anjaneyasana, pose of devotion or low lunge. Take a nice deep breath in, all breath out. We'll grasp onto our left wrist with our right hand. Inhaling, reaching up just a little bit higher. Exhale, let's shift our body weight over. A little side bend into the bent front leg. Full breath in, all breath out. Notice where you're feeling your breath. Are you breathing here in your chest? Try to get the breath into the belly. On the very next inhale, bring the arms back to center. Exhale, hands down by the side. Let's tuck the back toes under, and inhaling, reach up through the arms, we come to high lunge. Take a full breath in here. All breath out. Let's grasp onto the left wrist with the right hand. Inhaling it again, and a little side bend. Feel the deep opening in the left hip flexor, the left side of the body, trying to create some space. And on our very next exhale, let's turn the back foot out, coming to Warrior Two. In Warrior Two, our gaze is down the front arm, right down the front middle finger. Our drishti, our focus, our focal point. Softly in the future, not too far. Imagining that the front knee is opening just a little bit, really activate the inner front thigh. Take one more full breath in, and as you exhale, right hand to the inside of the right thigh, left arm up overhead. Right angle variation. Taking a moment here, enjoying the breath, breathe in, breathe out. If another variation is in your practice, please feel free to take that. Breathe in. Breathe out. On our very next exhale, we'll come back into our Warrior Two. Inhale through high lunge. Exhale, hands to the mat, stepping back, downward facing dog. Pausing here, taking a full breath in, all breath out. Let's inhale the left foot high to the sky, taking a moment, circling the ankle, pointing, flexing toes, maybe moving the knee, finding a place where we feel some opening, something. It can be whatever we notice. Maybe it's not an opening, maybe it's a twinge. That's a good opportunity to remind ourselves our yoga practice is a place to find ourselves in between effort and ease. On our very next exhale, let's take the left foot forward between the hands, bringing the right knee to the mat. Inhaling, arms up overhead. We untuck the back toes. Let the right foot rest on the mat. Imagine that the thighs now are pulling together. We're lifting up from the hips. Taking the left hand around the right wrist. Inhaling into the bent leg. Small little bend here to the side. Deep opening for the right hip flexor, so make adjustments to suit your body. Inhaling back to center, we'll exhale the arms down, tuck the back toes under, and then inhale to rise, bringing the arms up overhead again. Finding high lunge. The back heel is lifted, front knee bent. Again, knees stay behind the toes. Take a nice full breath in here. Relax your shoulders down into your back pockets before you exhale and turn to Warrior Two. Drishti, gaze, focus down the front finger. Taking a full breath in, all breath out. Can you find a little deeper position? Maybe, maybe not. Here in Warrior Two, we try hard not to reach too far into the future. We keep our ears shoulders, ribs, and hips. And on our next exhale, the left hand comes to the inside of the left leg, right arm high to the sky. This is our right angle variation. Imagine that the right rib cage is spiraling open to the sky, feeling a beautiful opening in the right hip, the top of the hip. Inhaling back to warrior two. Exhale, come a little deeper. Inhaling, shifting to high lunge. We'll exhale, hands to the mat, stepping back, downward facing dog. Inhaling, shifting forward to plank, bringing our knees to the mat, hips to heels. We find child's pose and take rest. Knowing that anytime during our yoga practice, if we ever need to find rest, if we ever need to refocus, child's pose is a perfect place to do so. On our very next inhale, we'll bring our body forward on the mat with belly coming all the way down. Keeping the elbows tucked in nice and close to the sides, and even imagining as though they're pushing back behind you towards the waistband. Inhaling, rising chin if it's not up already, rising chest, coming to a little baby cobra variation. Now here, let's bring our attention to our belly. Is belly pressing into mat? If so, let's lower the chest down, engage through the abdomen, and then bring ourselves back up. Our back is working here, and we test out if it is our back muscles that we are using by just simply lifting the hands ever so slightly. Notice the belly press. Exhale, lower down. We're going to do that one more time. Inhale, rising up, holding here for 4 breaths. And exhaling, heart comes to mat, left cheek to mat, and arms down by sides. Pausing in stillness, noticing how our body feels. And then bringing our left elbow to the mat as though we were making our left hand a pillow for the cheek. We'll bend the right knee and reach for the right ankle. Now a strap can sometimes be of use here, but if you don't have one, you can certainly choose to just simply reach back behind you. We'll flex the right ankle, and as you find yourself ready, inhaling, rise the head, the chin, turn the head to look straight in front of you, rise the heart, maybe even rise the rib cage. Pressing the hand and the ankle together, we lift the back knee ever so slightly, breathing the whole time. Exhaling and returning back to earth with great care, releasing foot, releasing hand, and changing sides. Right hand to the mat, right cheek to hand. Left knee bends, reaching back for left ankle. Inhaling to rise up, not pressing belly into mat, right? Lifting belly. Opening the heart nice and deep, strengthening the back. Exhaling, returning to earth. Pausing here with head on mat, chin on mat, or perhaps resting chin on fists. We'll bend the knees and windshield wiper the legs side to side, slowly releasing the lower back. Drawing the legs all the way down, placing hands at chest height. Push your body weight up. Beautiful, and let's come to a seated position. If you've got a blanket, grab your blanket, and we're just simply going to roll it. We'll extend the legs out nice and long in front of us with the blanket towards the mid-thigh. And if your blanket's thick like mine, maybe even it comes to the top of the knees. If this is not comfortable for you, make the adjustment and bring the blanket to your knees. Softening the knees here allows us to fully extend our spine. Some of us with really tight hip flexors or really tight hamstrings have difficulty sitting with our legs bent when we're on the earth. Pausing here, we're going to slowly inch forward into half forward fold.
Again, adjusting the blanket as it feels right for our body, knees nice and soft. As we exhale, we creep the hands down the legs. We allow the spine to round. Oh, it feels so good. And the hands land where they land. Tucking the chin towards the chest, taking a full breath in, all breath out. We'll stay here for 3 more breaths, noticing where the breath goes to. Noticing that we can bring it to different spaces in our body. For those of you who would like a little bit of a deeper stretch, we'll place the hands on the back of the head, making sure that the fingers are open wide, and simply bow the head a little deeper. On our very next inhale, we'll begin to roll up slowly, 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 and come back to center. Hands down by the sides. If you've still got the blanket, great. We can actually use the blanket for our next pose, our next asana, or we can disregard the blanket. We'll bring our legs into what I like to call a mermaid position. This involves external rotation on one hip, internal rotation on the other. And sometimes this is not available to us. So if it is not, you can certainly straighten whichever leg you need to. You also may find more comfort here with the legs crossed in Sukhasana or easy seated position. On your very next inhale, imagine that you're growing taller, the spine is growing longer. You've got twine on the crown of your head and it's lifting your spine up. Taking the hands in front of your knee, leaning to the side, but keeping the heart open. Now, for those of us with the blanket, we might even want to grab blocks if we have those. We create for ourselves a little bolster, and we allow our body to come all the way onto the bolster. This might be a place where you want to pause the video. If it feels really good, go ahead and do so. But if you've got to move on with your day, we'll inhale, come back to center, and let's take our makeshift prop, if we have it, to the other side, switching the swing of our legs. Again, using the prop if we've made it, or hands coming in front of us. Imagine that we are shifting this back hip down to the earth, heart looking forward. Take a full breath in, all breath out. Deep breath in, and all breath out. Inhaling, slowly coming back to center. Let's extend this leg nice and long. Left leg is straight, right leg bent. Taking the left hand to the shin. Inhale, right arm up overhead. Again, feeling beautiful opening through side body. Notice that this leg wants to pop up, this knee wants to come off of the earth. Allow gravity to do its thing and to work it down towards the earth. We'll take the right hand behind our glutes and just inhale and lift the hips off of the mat. Very gently, very easy motion. Maybe you come up an inch, maybe you come up a mile. Let's change sides. Right leg extends long, left knee stays bent. We'll reach the right hand out long for the right shin, the knee, inhaling left arm up overhead. Take a little side bend here. Continuing to work our left knee down towards the earth, not with our hand, right? We're not forcing. We're finding a place between effort and ease. And let's inhale and bring the left hand behind us. The right arm sweeps across. We lift the hips, take a nice stretch, and exhale. Come on back down to the earth. We'll move our blanket out of the way, keeping it someplace we can reach it. And slowly roll down onto our backs. Drawing the knees into the chest, let's bring the arms out into a T position. Exhaling, knees to one side of the body. Eyes gazing down, extended arm.
Inhaling, knees back into center. Let's exhale, taking our time to bring the knees down to the mat. Eyes gaze down, extended arm. Inhaling, knees back into center. Exhale, feet to the earth. If we'd like to grab the blanket and place the blanket between our thighs and our feet, we can certainly do so. And if it's comfortable to you, place the soles of the feet together and allow the knees to drop nice and wide. Bring the arms down by the sides. And we let our body sink into earth. Spending a moment here listening to the sounds of the room around us. Listening to the sounds of our bodies. Listening to perhaps the sound of the world somewhere around us. This is the place our imagination gets to rest. It doesn't need to make up stories about the sounds or the birds or the air conditioner, the heater. You just simply get to listen. Bringing our attention back to the breath, let's notice where the breath is landing within the body. We'll aim to have even breath here, breathing in for 4 counts, breathing out for 4 counts. Let's extend the exhale. The inhale is staying 4 counts. The exhale now becoming 5 counts. The inhale staying 4 counts. The exhale now becomes 6 counts. So inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Continue with that breathing pattern. Breathing with a longer exhale helps our body to relax, helps our body to release tension, helps our body to tap in to the activation of the parasympathetic nervous system. You think I'd never said that word. And remember, that is our rest and digest. The place that helps us control our emotions. The place that helps us get out of an amygdala hijack. And allow the breath to now return back to its natural state.
Let's straighten the legs out, removing the blanket as the prop if you've put it there, or perhaps it feels great to have it there, so keep it. Allowing the feet to fall open wide. Allowing the arms to come down by the sides wide. Allowing your practice to settle in your body. Noticing how you feel now. And then slowly inhaling, reaching the arms overhead, reaching the toes nice and long, circle the wrists and the ankles, move the fingers, move the toes, slowly turning onto the side with bent knees before pushing the earth away and coming back up to a seated position. Perhaps pausing the tape here, the video here, the YouTube here, however you're watching this. Or perhaps moving on with your day. Saying namaste simply means the light in me honors the light in you. It's been an honor to practice with you today, and I hope to see you soon. Namaste.